I think you should do the intro.
I will.
Because mine sounds terrible.
Yours sounds fine.
No, I'll do the exit.
Yeah, because I can't ever remember the...
And it doesn't matter if I sound stupid at the end. Because we've done spent everybody's brain cells on our whole podcast. They're like, who cares? Let's stop listening to this.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you have my water come out my nose.
You mean we're causing the decline in people's education?
Well, we might. I don't know.
Oh, no.
It's all our fault.
Yes, it is.
I'm not doing the intro.
Okay, I'll do it.
Barbara.
1,
all right.
2...
Yeah, we like to interview influential women in the sport of archery.
We're obviously very laid back.
And if there's something completely inappropriate that happens, just tell Julie, edit that out. Basically, it's a bunch of girls talking about archery.
Welcome to another episode of the Bowdivas. Tonight we are joined with Julie.
Hello.
And Annalicia.
Hey.
And I am Barbara. And we talked about hunting, a couple of weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
And we all kind of had lame stories and
Because
didn't seem to know much. So we went begging people to be on our show, and someone felt sorry for us. you poor souls. So
Yeah.
I'll come and lend a hand on the hunting portion. So there is a local shop called Rogers Sporting Goods. Pretty large, been around a long time here in Kansas City. It's actually in Liberty, Missouri. And Sonya, who is the department manager over the clothing department
Whoop, whoop.
for the past 17 years, has graciously agreed to join us. So welcome, Sonya. Thanks for joining.
And we have her in the studio.
Yeah, we have a guest in the studio.
This is like the
Yay.
first time.
I think you're right.
I
It
was
is.
excited.
Did Jim count?
No.
No.
Well, no.
I think that was...
Whoever lives in the studio doesn't get to be
a
considered a guest.
They're not considered a guest.
Be our guest.
Are you making a reference to, what was it, Beauty and the Beast?
Yes,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course. As soon as you say be our guest, I'm like,
Anyway, Sonya, thanks for joining. And she's not ever done a podcast before, so she's a little
nervous.
little like, I don't know what to say. So
Well, thanks for having me.
yes.
yeah, thanks.
We
thanks for
appreciate you
coming.
being here.
And how long have you been bow hunting? Let's just kind of get a background on.
So bow hunting the last 3 years, really hard at it.
Okay.
Last year was my first successful year with, I did get a doe first, and then I did kill a 10-point buck.
Yes.
That was very exciting. He actually came underneath my stand the first night, right at, the very end of the evening. And I had minutes to shoot, and he was so far underneath my stand, I couldn't even see through the pen,
Right.
to shoot him. So I had to wait. And the next morning, I got up and climbed back in the stand again. And about 7:30, 8 o'clock, he made his way back out and started rubbing some trees. Finally came in at 20 yards. And I made the shot.
Oh, my
and
gosh.
He ran about 50 yards, and we recovered him. It was pretty
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
That is neat.
Tell us, what bow are you using?
I have a Matthews Chill,
Okay.
and it's new. I got it a couple years ago, so lots of practice because I want to make sure I made a good shot.
Right. What kind of broadhead were you using?
Montec and 100
Okay.
grain is the broadheads I use. Yeah.
What kind of are you getting good speed out of those?
Really good, yeah. I tried to, I'm always one of those people that want to make sure, like, it's going to come in pretty close before I take the shot. So
Right.
I felt good at 20, 30 yards. Anything else, I think I'd be a little nervous,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
for sure.
Yeah, most of it seems like when I, usually my stands are in the woods pretty heavy anyway, so
Right.
I don't have a lot of long shots anyway, so. What are you doing, Julie? Are you?
I'm trying to take some pictures to go on Instagram and Facebook, but every time I do, I catch one of you making a funny face. And
That's okay.
Yeah, you're all
my
like,
face is like getting red. Thank God for the cocktail.
well, yeah, I was. Well, now you let the cat out of the bag. I was going to crop that out.
Oh, yeah.
Barb.
Yeah, Barb,
like,
that's not very... You were brushing your hair out of your
Yeah,
face.
making a funny face, and then
So do you
Sonya's
get
like-
so do you get to practice at Rogers, or do you just practice at home?
Practice at home,
Yeah.
definitely. There are a couple people that'll practice on their lunch breaks and do some stuff at practicing, but no, I definitely practice at home or on
Where
the
do you
weekends.
do you do it in the store there? Or?
They don't, because they don't
Oh.
have a spot big enough there to practice right there in the store.
Right.
Bring this up.
Oh.
There you go. She's like, I want to move it out
I
of the way
was
so I can have
avoiding
my
it
cocktail.
being right
Yeah.
there.
We need a straw for.
yeah, a bendy straw.
So 17 years at Rogers.
17.
So
That's amazing.
you've been there,
Wow.
watched it grow. It's huge
Yes,
now.
it is huge now. It's a great family-owned business.
And so,
Right.
if let's kind of because, and this wasn't meant to be a Rogers advertisement, but most of us around here have gone to that store quite often.
yes,
It's damn near the size of a Cabela's or a Bass Pro.
we have
It's
gotten
big.
very large, and it's
Right.
great. Like, we try to keep the same customer service we've always had, and one-on-one with customers. I want to give everybody the best information that I can give them. So yeah, we try really hard.
And it started out like how long ago? It used to be an old building, which was really small when I first saw it.
Right over off 291 there, right there at Kansas and 291, kind of right there.
Do you know how many square feet that?
I don't remember how.
It was a lot smaller. I
It
know.
was
like
a
a
lot smaller.
fourth, a fourth of the size of
And
the
I feel
new
like
store.
the new one, yeah, at
Or
least
maybe
5
even
times bigger.
5 times
yeah,
bigger.
I'd say at least 5 times bigger.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
And
Yeah.
I know I enjoy going to Rogers to get the clothing that you help with, the female
The ladies
section.
stuff, yes, because that's always been lacking. Even when I used to hunt as
For
a kid,
anywhere, yeah.
you're always, the kids and women's was never as good as the men's. It's
Right.
always, you got the plain green boots without any thin slate, nothing like that. It's
Right.
just. So now we've come a long way. We've got a lot of really warm stuff, boot wise.
I think when I started hunting in the 90s, because I'm kind of, and I was even way smaller then, I couldn't hardly find anything. I
Right.
used to buy boys' size clothing, large
Right.
boys' size clothing.
Because they were shorter and smaller.
And I'm pretty sure you could still get away with that.
No, I've got too much of a belly
Oh,
now.
yeah.
But
Skinny and
yeah.
really?
But yeah, I did. I used to buy large. I remember my first coveralls.
Or youth or something.
They were youth 18s.
And
Yeah.
now women's stuff starts out at like extra small and goes all the way to
Well, I
2XL.
wouldn't be extra small, but
Yeah.
Come on.
no,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. But
The 2XL is a good thing for us round ladies.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, a nice curvy girl. That's what I like to call it.
Yeah.
Curvy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm curvy all the way around.
But yeah, how long ago did like some of the women's lines started taking off?
I would say probably 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because
what-
even when I first started working there 17 years ago, I felt like even the women's back then, even shoes wasn't as advanced as what it is now. And I feel like every major company now has jumped on board
I agree.
to get the women out there to hunt.
Yep.
Even with TV shows, a lot of
Right.
it's husband and wife stuff.
I
now.
feel like Rogers was kind of in the beginning of that stage where like Cabela's or Bass Pro wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Cabela's and Bass Pro had a few things that were kind of girlish.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would always go to Rogers because you guys had the camouflage swimsuits, you had, all the hunting gear, anything like that, which I'm a bow fisherman, so that's why I say the swimsuits. But I remember going there when Cabela's, well, there wasn't a Cabela's that long ago, but definitely Bass Pro didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We
So
really
I
didn't
think
have
Rogers
many.
really was, in the beginning, one of the first.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys agree?
Mm-hmm. I
And
think
there's
so.
a lot of us there that hunt, so that was probably one of our main concerns is so many women were coming in and not being able to outfit them. No one wants to wear a men's pants. No one wants to wear a men's base layer or boots
No.
for that
We don't
matter.
fit in it
No.
the same way.
No, it
Because
doesn't
when you
fit
get
right.
the men's pants that fit you right around the waist, then the dang hips are too tight.
Or it hangs in the crotch.
Right. Or yeah. You're walking around
Are you
like you
gonna-
got your britches hanging down.
Must
or
have been a
something.
man that made those pants. Overestimating things.
Oh, well, when the clothing first lines came out with women's, I was like, okay, somebody did not design this that has a butt at all. It's gotten way better, though.
Yeah.
It's really good now.
Yeah, it has. It definitely has. So what do you, like in this, like we're in what, mid-October or early October, temperatures have been, what have they been in the morning? Like 60s maybe? We've not had a cold spell.
Here lately, it's been about 50s or 60s.
I've gone out at least 3
You're
times,
good.
and it was
Okay.
about 50, right about 50 degrees when I climbed up in the stand. That was, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm climbing in.
Right.
And it's still at 50 degrees when you're used to it being summer. It's chilly right from the get-go. I mean, the first day I went out, I wore a mid-season jacket and one base layer bottom. And by 3 hours, I was cold.
Were you?
Yeah, so I just think sometimes if you plan on layering and then you can start taking off jackets and stuff and putting them in your
Right.
backpack, so then you're kind of prepared for that early morning, sun comes up, starts warming up a couple
Now,
of degrees.
what do you normally recommend that everybody wear a base layer and... Or I guess it depends on what they're going to do.
It depends. And everybody's so different because customers will come in and ask me that, my temperature compared to somebody else's, yours might not be the same.
That's a woman thing.
It just, I mean, it's true. You just never know. So I think the person themselves can kind of gauge if they get cold easily. But, after I got cold that first day at 50, the next time I wore 2 base layers and then I was perfectly fine, didn't have any problems. So I really think, you can kind of gauge per person, like how they feel if they get cold or not.
So, Barbara, are you saying they need to make the hot flash line of clothing, hunting clothing?
Well, yeah, like
She said,
women
yeah.
are like cold or hot, or everybody's a little bit like Anna's always hot. I'm always freezing, but you're right. I do get those little hot flashes.
Need the
Power
what is it?
surges.
Tear away, rip away.
That's a whole different kind of situation. That wouldn't be a hunting situation. Oh, goodness.
Jim's over here shaking his head.
Mhm.
Huh. Yeah.
He just wants to be a diva.
He does. He is a diva. I thought we decided that.
We did.
He said, oh, stop.
Oh, there's some men that come in that are more divas than some of the women. They completely worry about matching from head to toe. And I'm
seriously?
I'll say it's Realtree Extra. Well, it doesn't look the same. Well, that's because your fleece doesn't look the same as your polyester. It's a little distorted in the fleece.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we have some men divas sometimes.
Wow. Really?
That's great.
Wow. I didn't know that.
It's
That's
not
interesting.
only women that worry about if they're matching or not. I'm pretty sure most men do.
I honestly don't think a bit about it when I go to the stand.
Yeah, I have everything from spring turkey that I throw in the early season, and then all my Realtree Extra for later on.
Are you in spring turkey? Are you bow hunting that?
No, I've never actually killed a turkey with my bow. That would be something I'm trying to do this year. Definitely challenging. You got to get them to come in close enough.
You need to, because I was stalking your Facebook page and you've killed some kick-ass bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I gotta get a turkey underneath my belt with a bow for sure.
So
I
how
know.
big are
I
some of
think
the
you can
bucks
do
you've
it.
killed?
Let's see. The first, that was with the gun though. So I had a pretty good size 8, and then I killed the one with my bow last year, early October, and he was a 10. And then gun season, I ended up killing a 10 as well during gun season.
Cool.
So
Yeah, I saw a
last year
couple
I
of
had
huge
a
bucks.
really great year.
Yeah, you did.
I'm kind of nervous this year, so now I've been in the stand 4 times, and something comes by me, I'm like, no, I've got enough deer meat still. I just need to make sure that
Oh, now you're getting picky.
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
No, did I
Plus,
see
that's a lot of work cleaning a deer.
Yeah,
You
it
want
is.
to make sure that's the one you want.
Do you process? Do you guys process your
We
own?
do. We don't process our own.
Okay.
We normally take it somewhere, which
But you still got to field dress it and get it
Right.
just right.
the field dressing, that's what I always say. Make sure you really want it before you let go of that release.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying
We process our own.
It's hit and miss with us. It depends on how much time we have, if we've got the time to do it ourselves, or we'll
Right.
just take it to the local locker
Yeah.
and have them do it.
Just trying to
And if
find
we
a
went
buck.
ground, we just take it to the locker. We don't have
a meat
a grinder now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Keith went
is a
out
lot
and
of
bought
work.
new one.
We've done that with a friend where Oh, it was hours. Lots of cocktails.
If you have a good sized grinder, we had a 4-horse Hobart. Man, we could process a deer in like
Ooh.
45 minutes.
Wow.
Nice.
You
Most
don't
of it burger, but some steaks.
You don't have it anymore? Or?
The place we were going, I'm no longer friends with the people.
Oh.
We don't reach the same agreements. But anyway,
You have trouble playing nice with others. Is that it?
I have a great time playing nice with others. Oh yeah, that is a nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Is she trying to find
I'd
it
be
for you?
Oh, she
Super-
found it. Yeah.
Be super proud of that.
I'm glad you did.
It's
The
beautiful.
viewers at home can't see it,
Now,
but
that
maybe we
was-
can
Yeah,
throw
he's
it
Is
up.
that your
Animal.
rifle?
That was my
We will.
rifle. Yes, 2 years ago, and this was my bow last year, Kill, which
Oh yeah, still
Yeah.
nice.
Very
Still
excited
amazing.
about.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, that one.
Well,
that
so
was the one I
jealous.
saw early.
We'll have to put that one up on the site. People want to see
Yeah.
it.
and now we just need to get the deer to move. All the bucks are moving at night.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah, we've
nice.
had a lot on.
That's
Do you
pretty-
put out trail
pretty-
cameras
That's
too?
pretty-
We do. So every time, we go to check them about once a week, and that's everything we get. It's in the evening. Nothing during the day. Nothing right at dusk. Even it's definitely night.
We've had coyotes a lot too. Have you seen picked up a lot of coyotes on
Not a
your
lot
trail
of
cameras?
coyotes. A lot of raccoons.
In the spot that you hunt, do you have anyone else hunting near you,
well,
like on other property?
yeah, there is conservation surrounding us.
So there are some.
There are some, competition there around us.
Because I heard somebody was saying that they keep seeing big bucks come through, some during the day. Then for whatever reason, they're not showing up at all on the weekends. And then they found out there's, a couple of tree stands up near them and other spots.
So they're getting pressured.
And so they're getting pressured. So they're not showing up on the weekends, which is the only time this person that we were talking to could hunt. I just wondered if that was kind of the situation you were dealing with. Maybe
Definitely
somebody was
surrounding, other people
Yeah.
are hunting too.
Yeah.
Which bow season, it doesn't seem as bad because there's
Right.
not as many bow hunters. But gun season, it's horrible,
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh yeah.
But then sometimes they push stuff over to us too, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy one over the other? Bow hunting versus gun hunting, or?
I would say bow hunting is probably more relaxing just because I feel like I pay attention more. Sometimes with gun season, I get a little restless, bored. Sometimes I'll get on my phone and things like that. With bow, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not moving a bunch and that something is going to come in close enough that I can make a good shot.
So because you do have to get them in so much closer.
Right, you have to get
can't
them
really-
in so much closer. I feel like there's less of all the other distractions.
Right.
So instead, I'm really paying attention to what's going on around me. Like last night when the raccoon climbed all the way up the
Yeah,
tree
tell
stand.
that
I
story.
Did he really?
That was funny.
Yes, he got halfway up my stand, and it was a really fat raccoon. And I thought he was going to come all the way up the stand. So he gets halfway up. I stand up and start stomping my feet. I've never had this happen before. I've seen squirrels, come up and kind of see what you're doing and check
Right.
you out. But I've never had a raccoon. It actually scared me a little bit. I was like, what the hell am I going to do if he climbs up in my ladder? Like, I thought he was going to climb in my lap.
I'm pretty sure I'd be spooked too, and I don't get spooked easily. But if something is that determined on getting up, and could it see your movement?
Yeah, I mean, it looked right at me. It was like a cat or something looking at you like,
Well,
what are you doing?
apparently that
This is my
what's
tree.
that camo you're wearing?
Realtree Extra.
Real
Apparently
Tree
it's
Extra
working
is
great.
a little extra good.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm just gonna keep climbing
just
this tree
gonna-
with a face."
Yeah. What the hell is that? Yeah.
Huh.
And then let's see. Sunday morning, I got in the stand and I climb up, and it's 6 o'clock, and I've got 30 minutes before the light really starts coming through, and I'm sitting there, and I hear something walking towards my stand. I'm getting excited. My heart starts thumping like crazy. And I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting there, and the next thing I know, it's underneath my stand, literally underneath my stand, pitch dark, and starts snorting at me. And then starts stomping its feet. And I was like,
my
I just want
gosh.
to take out my flashlight and see what it is. I never did get to see because it just never got light. And then it just walked away. Didn't run,
Huh.
just walked away from my stand.
Oh boy.
Huh.
I wonder if it could smell you, or if
I
that's
think
what it was doing.
definitely it could smell me. Because, the last couple of days it's been pretty windy.
Right.
So even the does I had come by got all the way to my stand about 20 yards. And then, the wind just blew right. And I know for sure they winded me.
Do you do the whole scent-free stuff? And
I do all the scent-free stuff. I even do the scent, lock clothing and everything like that, and spray down right before I go in. And sometimes I think just there's no possible way to be 100% scent-free. There just isn't.
I don't think so either.
Probably
You can
not.
do your best and do cover scent and everything.
I think
but
us ladies just must, from our pores, smell good.
I think so.
I mean, seriously, because I do all that scent-free stuff too, and I have. What are you saying? What is so funny,
do you know the
Jim
ridiculous
Frazier?
thing?
Did you want to get on mic, please? Let me hear what you have to say. Here, come over and use mine.
I don't have that kind of time to edit all of that out.
We do. We all smell good, and that's why.
I just,
Yeah.
I
That could
mean, I
be.
sprayed down my boots. Like I sprayed everything down when I got out of the truck.
Right.
I think
And
we use a lot of product on a normal
Just-
day,
yeah.
like
It's
in our
just
hair,
part of
and
us.
and they say like if you use Pantene, you have like sort of a buildup. I'm wondering if it's just not perfumey all the time.
Do you
Right.
even if you do strip it
Do
down
you
with
cover
the
your hair?
downwind?
So face mask, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll wear like a full head cover,
regardless of the temperature? It's more to cover your
regardless.
hair.
Right, to cover my hair.
And your breath a little bit, right?
Yeah, because it kind of comes up right over your face here.
I use.
I've
that
been
too.
doing that too because I remember a long time ago when I was bow hunting, like one of the first times in the afternoon, and I've got blonde hair, and so when the sun's like kind of in that
Shining
setting
on
and
it.
it hits my head, I feel like I look like a giant glowing Q-tip or something out
Q-tip.
there.
a glowy pen.
A
glowy-
glowy pin.
I look like a glowy pin out there. It does. It's like I feel like my hair's haloing, and I'm like, no deer's ever
You're
gonna come in.
luminescent.
Yes,
It's like a Pantene commercial up in the tree.
it is. It's
I'm
like,
sure it is. Your hair always looks super cute.
Yes, it does.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I started several years
Wearing
ago.
a
Yeah,
full head cover.
yeah. So
And
it
I can
wouldn't
still
glow.
hear fine, even with a head.
I kind
cover
of
on.
even pull it back, like mine's stretchy enough. I can pull it back behind an ear.
So it doesn't get in the way of your anchor point when you're shooting your bow.
No.
See, I still wear my hair down. You sometimes wear your hair down shooting, don't you?
When I'm hunting, though, I try to keep it up
Oh,
like
okay.
a sock hat. I've had bad luck with ball caps, and the only face masks I've ever used, they were kind of loose around my face, and I didn't like them because then I really couldn't feel my anchor point.
right,
Right.
I know that is a big struggle coming from an indoor shooter and having everything like exactly the same when you shoot to going up into a tree.
Trees.
No matter how
Right.
good you are shooting at 20 yards. Oh, there's the.
Yeah, see how it's kind of hanging
If you
around Jim's
came
face
to
a little.
my
That
door-
bothers me.
Yes.
So we have some spandex ones that don't fit like
Okay.
that. Yeah.
I'll have to come in and check them out and get me
and
one.
and it's really
I can't hear you. You're mumbling through your face mask.
Oh.
Oh,
We're taking pictures. We'll post them.
This is almost as good as that kitten hat you were wearing that one time. Remember that?
Oh, good
Can you go get that and put
Lord.
on top?
Oh wait, come
if
here.
you're gonna model, you might as well get it all out.
Here, come closer. Come here. Maybe not that close. Okay.
Careful.
Yeah. Well.
yeah.
we'll
They
work on
definitely
that.
make them where they're more snug, so you can still because like my anchor point's right at my ear,
Mm-hmm.
so I can definitely still
Yeah.
tell where my anchor point is.
I think I would
I
need
feel a
something like
shopping
that.
trip coming on.
I know. Well,
I thought we should have done the podcast at the store and
That
just
would have been
gone.
great.
we
Yeah.
just none of us have the time to get
No,
it. together.
no.
For
Maybe
real.
we could one of these days. Still,
We'll have
yeah.
a lock-in.
That'd be cool.
or just do like Facebook Live.
Yeah. We
From
can
there.
Don't you
Yeah.
have tents that you sell?
We could, one of these
We could do a
Saturdays
lock-in.
we could run in there and
A lock-in.
together and go
They
harass
sell.
customers.
They
and-
sell tents. They sell sleeping bags. We can have
Well,
everything.
we'll just have a camp out in
Let's do
the
it.
store.
Well,
Sounds
one of the
good.
things that Rogers carries, though, that I really am I being loud again? You keep giving. I feel like you're like the teacher that's like.
I just keep checking it every now and then. Gosh.
Otto's trying to make
But
out with her again.
It's only when I talk that you check it.
I didn't realize that.
It is.
It's only when I talk.
You thought you were loud. See, she did it again. I see it out of my peripheral vision. It's like,
Now I'm totally going to jack with her now that I'm aware of it.
anyway. What was I talking
I don't know.
about?
See, squirrel.
Oh, it was the lotion. I did
what
find
they
hand
carry.
lotion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
From Dead Downwind.
Oh, scent-free lotion.
Yeah.
I cannot stand to wash in that stuff and then dry off and not put lotion on.
Yeah.
I feel like
It does dry out your skin. All of it does.
I hate the way my hair feels. It feels like straw.
It does.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, if I shoot something, how am I going to look cute? I look like a cardboard box.
Okay, so that's the next question. Is makeup or no makeup while you're hunting?
I wear makeup.
Do you get up early and put your makeup
And I
on?
really do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
she
do.
has to look cute if she kills
If
something.
I kill something, I want to take a good picture.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, I'm not the only one.
And my husband laughs at me, but he's like, apparently it's working for you. So
Well,
Yeah.
it's not working for me.
She
I do
and
too.
Yeah, me either.
our listeners will know this when we put up Sonia's picture because she does look really cute.
Yeah,
in her
she
pictures.
does.
And that's the best. Yeah, you don't want to look all.
Maybe that's why I haven't killed anything lately. I haven't bothered to put on my makeup before I go to the
I
stand.
do.
That could be.
I did. Even last year, I went on a hunt with Stuntlock, like over by Columbia when I killed the buck. And I did. I got up like an hour before all the guys that went, and I would put my makeup on because I wanted to be the first one out there to the truck when they said, let's go. Because you don't want to be the only female in the group going hunting with a bunch of guys. You don't want them all inside, waiting on you because you're in there putting on your face.
Right.
So I'd get up like a whole hour earlier just so I could be ready to go.
You know what? Makeup gives you a boost of confidence. So I completely understand where she's come
Yes,
from.
it
I put
does.
makeup on before I go bow fishing, partially because I have an SPF in my makeup and it keeps me from burning. So why not double duty it? And I already have it on hand. I don't have to put like greasy, sunscreen on.
Well, and I read, I don't know, something very informational, educational on like Yahoo or something not long ago that said that people tend to take women more seriously if they're wearing makeup.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Just makes you feel better.
I just, yeah.
It makes
Yeah,
me
it
feel
does.
better. I know I'm a lot more confident. I probably couldn't even talk without my makeup on.
Plus, you roll out of bed at 3:30 or 4,
Yeah, right.
and you're already feeling groggy and
I probably
tired.
talk in my sleep. Squirrel.
So when you hunt, do you stay, is it like driving distance from where you live, or do you stay like camp out,
No, normally we drive up in the mornings, and so it takes us about 45 minutes to get there. So yeah, and I'm like the little kid at Christmas time. Every morning when I go out, I just can't sleep. I just toss and turn. You're afraid you're going to miss that hunting alarm that's going to go off 3 times. I get so excited still.
I wish I had that. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I'm like
I
that
do
now.
not want to get out of this warm blanket.
I used to be like that. There were times when we were younger, Vince and I, when we drove 5.5 hours down home
Oh wow.
to go
Holy
hunting, and he
cow.
worked
In the
nights.
mornings?
He worked nights, and he would get off on like a Friday night, evenings, and he'd get off at like 11 o'clock or whatever, and we would take off and get there in time to head out to the woods. Now this was rifle season. This was before we ever started bow hunting, but youth and adrenaline
Yes.
got us there, and then we'd sit there, we'd hunt all day. We might go in midday, maybe take a quick nap or something, and then we'd head back out.
And that's what we do too. My parents live up there, so where we hunt. So we actually, we'll go take a nap or go visit and then go right back out. But yeah, it doesn't take us too long to get up there.
That's good.
But my husband and I are always laughing because he says that guys will come into Rogers and they'll say, "Oh, you better not tell your wife you're buying that or buying this." And he's like, "No, she actually gets up and goes hunting more than I do some days." It's just still exciting to me. And like I
That's
said,
good.
3 years in bow wise, but I've been gun hunting for a long time. It's just very exciting.
Well, it does help getting big trophy bucks like you have.
Yeah, that's a little extra motivation right there.
Yeah, it is. I'm over here with nothing, so I'm like, what? I'm never going to go back out in the cold again.
See, we resorted to taking pot shots at coyotes running 400
Yeah.
yards behind the
That'd be
house with our
fun.
rifles because, bow hunting's just lost its charm.
I
No,
feel
really,
like-
it does help if you have a good place to go, and that's part of our
Yes.
problem right now. Is and I think I've told this story before. We used to lease a place, and we let the lease go. And looking back on it, I kind of regret it, but there were people road hunting it and stuff, and I thought, well, I'm not going to spend
Yeah.
all this money on a place if
other
Right.
people are going to be shooting.
Well, the place
Right.
we get to hunt is right off the highway, so I feel like it takes my sense of hearing away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
I
feel like I
wouldn't.
move a whole lot just trying, because I have had a doe come right in and not know because I didn't hear her come in. And I was really trying that time. I kept going, why do I never see anything? Which our spot is not huge by no means, but they do travel through there. And we do have a feeder because we're in Kansas. You can have a feeder. And so here she comes in. Well, I never heard her. And so as soon as I turn and see her, she sees me and runs off. So I know that not having my sense of hearing and being so close to the highway and all that traffic, I'm not. Keith can get something, I can't.
Well, and like where we hunt now, we've got a couple of little places, and you don't need a big place.
No.
Right.
But
bow hunt,
this
no.
is a perfect example. The people whose land is all around our house has given us permission to hunt. Well, they give everybody permission to hunt. Vince went back to check my stand, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and somebody has a trail camera up facing my stand.
Oh, nice.
And it's not our camera. So,
Do you-
you know, it's kind of hard to stay motivated. You know, I'm not
When
trying to
you
be
know.
Debbie Downer or anything,
Yeah.
you know, but it's just one of the realities I think that people face where you just have hunting pressure. You
Right.
have multiple people
And
on the
it's-
same piece of land.
it's
and-
kind of the thing they don't address on the TV shows. You know what I
No.
mean?
right.
They
Right.
just don't address that, how that can be. We've had stuff like that happen before. We used to hunt on a property where we just had permission, but there was also quite a number of other people who had permission. And sometimes you'd find people in your stand and,
Right.
you know, stuff
And
like
that can be
Yeah.
so dangerous too.
I would think so too. It always made me super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
You don't know in what place those people's heads are, who they are,
Yeah.
what their, was it ethics?
Yeah.
yeah.
There were, going back to that lease that we had, I think really what did it in for us was I was walking across the field and there were a couple of guys out there going across the field in a pickup truck. And I stopped them. And again, this was rifle season, and asked them what they were doing. And they said that the landowner had told them that they could go in and cut wood.
Oh,
Like, really, guys? And I wasn't sure if they were legit or not, but I kept my rifle visible. I kept it handy to where if I had to, you know, throw it up to my shoulder, I could. Because here I am, a lone woman out there, and these two guys, and
Yeah.
you don't know what their motives are or their ethics
No.
are. And I mean, and it turned out fine, but
Yeah.
You-
that
you-
would, you know, that would make me uncomfortable.
it kind of wigged me out a little bit. I mean, I didn't like freak out or anything, but it
Coup-
just made me realize that I was taking it all for granted, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, you've got a number of issues. You've got some people that you don't know. You don't know how close were they going to be to where your stand was. Are they pushing deer away from you? Are you wasting your time sitting there just because, like, say there's nothing going on with them per se, but just their activity of cutting wood, is that going to push deer?
And who cuts wood during deer season anyway?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what.
Really, that was my thought. Especially living out in rural Missouri, like out in BFE.
Yeah.
Come on now.
there's woods anywhere.
Everybody knows when it's deer season. Yeah.
Right. And there's woods anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was partly supposedly the landowner gave him permission to cut wood during deer season, and partly because it was kind of a safety concern.
Well, yeah.
So,
Have you
anyway.
ever ran into anybody on your spot?
No, I've been very lucky.
Well, you might run into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen your pictures now.
Yeah.
Where was that? Let's look up where her mom lives.
Where is
She got
Sonya's
location
It's
on her
mom?
a
phone.
secret. It's a
Let's see,
secret.
who are Sonya's friends? Where's her,
We're going to be
family?
setting up like a stakeout outside her
closely
house and
look.
tailing her to her hunting property.
Oh goodness!
She's in the truck. Julie, follow her.
Don't follow too close.
So, but where were we? Where were we?
I don't know.
So-
We off on another
We were
tangent.
just talking about people's
Squirrel.
ethics and
yeah.
in your property or on your property if somebody shows up.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about something before that.
Oh,
but-
were we?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, see, it just all
Talking
runs
about
together.
not being sent, or
Oh,
having-
yeah,
yeah,
set free.
I
There
think,
you go.
yeah.
Right.
Some of the products.
Yeah, definitely. I think everybody can try to do their best, but I don't
So,
think there's no way.
okay, now I always get confused on the base layers and the coats. You're the person to ask this.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to? what does the base layer do? Does it actually
So,
keep all the scent?
There are
in?
base layers that are scent free. Yes.
Okay.
So they do make base layers that are scent free. I personally wear the scent free base layers.
Okay.
Now, have I ever not? Yes. Like Under Armour makes the 3.0 and 4.0 that are great, that don't have the scent control in them.
Right.
So I have used those before, but now that I started bow hunting, I'm trying to definitely be.
Okay. So
Scent-free,
so the
now
base
I do.
layer on the others are just for warmth or just for.
No, they'll do warmth, but plus it'll have the scent free in it at the
Okay.
same time. So you could still just wear like the 3.0 and 4.0 and then get your outer layer, make sure you're getting it in the scent control, and then
Okay.
of course spray down really well.
So do you spray your boots down?
I do spray my boots.
the
too.
bottom?
Yep.
Yeah.
I always feel weird when I do it. You know, you pull up your leg and you're spraying it, and you're like, oh.
Oh no, my husband's
you-
the one that makes me do
Do
it.
you
All
wanna
this
know
is
what
gonna
I-
sound
Go ahead.
completely crazy.
No.
Oh, what about undergarments, foundation wear? Do you ever spray it down before you put it
I
on?
don't ever spray it down.
Bra and underwear.
Well, never mind.
I don't
Maybe-
ever know.
Maybe we all need to start spraying down our. Maybe that's why they smell us. Because we're not spraying our bras. Sorry.
I don't know.
Stick
you got
them
that.
in with the scent-free wash when you're doing your load of hunting clothing.
Yeah.
Well, they do sell camo bras now. You could just save those in your scent-free bag.
You know, we've just successfully lost every male listener that we ever had.
They're all checking out on this one. I'll listen to the next episode. No, I was going to mention something that I do, and I think it does work, especially if you're in an area that, like we had a hunting spot kind of mid-Missouri. It was on a lease, and part of the property had some cows in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to purposely kind of kick a
Yeah.
cow pie.
We do that too.
And yeah, I had a doe one morning, like the sun, I could hear something down at the base of my tree, and I knew there was a deer there. I just couldn't tell what it was, and it was a big doe. She was like smelling the cow poo on my steps.
It would be a good cover
Quite a
scent.
while. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're right there on that same
Right.
property, and there's quite a few deer there. They don't seem to be bothered by the cows.
Yeah, we walk through horse pasture to get to ours.
Yeah, I kind of purposely will, because I've got so many pets at home. I always feel like no matter how much I spray it, if I
Right.
step on the carpet at all, I'm still
Just
picking
the
up
animals that
some
you have
pet
at home.
hair and stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah.
The guys interviewed Doug Hutchinson last week, week
yeah,
before.
I haven't listened to that one yet.
And Vince was telling me, I haven't either. I never listened to the Bow Dudes.
no, we
I really don't.
Well, it's
and-
all on tape now.
Anyway, but Vince came home and was telling me that Doug washes his clothes between every hunt, every
Yeah.
time he goes out. He washes them scent free, hangs them out to dry, but he does it
do that.
religiously every single time he goes. So, like, if you hunt of an evening, wash your clothes at
Oh.
night and then turn around and
Oh.
put them on the next
Oh, no,
morning.
I-
That's the way I took that. I don't know. Are
We
you
have-
that
we
particular?
have several. We have several, and we have them in a bag. So we have several under
Oh, see,
layers.
we
Base
don't.
layers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm the same way. I have a couple that are my favorite. Of course, right now it's so warm. So the Savannah series, the really lightweight in the scent lock. So I will put that.
So that's a scent lock Savannah series.
and
is
it's
for warmer.
yeah, for warmer
Okay.
weather. And then they make a mid-season that I like too. That like that day it was chilly, I wore that. And so I kind of rotate between those, but I do the same thing. I keep it in my scent-free bag, and so as soon as I get done and undress, I'm shoving it back in the bag and then putting it in the truck, and just keep it there.
I know we got our scent-free bags from Rogers. They had
We
a
did
great
too.
big sale.
Uh-huh.
Those
We
big
did
ones that were
too.
for
Uh-huh.
$25.
That kind of crinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we have,
okay.
Oh, the green ones.
I
Yeah.
I have those too.
Yeah,
I
we,
am
bought, we
going-
bought several of those.
We
too.
bought
Yeah.
a couple of
Yeah.
them too.
Yeah.
I've got one too. They're great.
Mm-hmm.
They're very
Well, they're
nice.
perfect size to put a couple outfits in and throw in the truck, and
They're awkward to like carry, like if you have to carry them out to your car to go on a vacation because it kind of looks like you're carrying around a dead body.
Because they're so long.
They're so long, and you're like dragging it because you've got your boots in there. You're like, oh, down in the car. Hurry up, let's go.
Well, I'm through this conversation, not that with the dead bodies, but I think I'm behind the times here on outfits.
Oh yeah.
Hunting clothes. I think I need some more
I
sets of
definitely am.
hunting clothes.
I'm gonna have to
here.
get a credit card, a Rogers credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
Do you have Rogers credit cards?
No.
I actually think we do have a credit card. I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to check into that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you only have one store?
Yes.
Is there
because
going
we
to be
are
another one?
family owned? I have not heard of another store. No.
Okay, just wondering.
But you can buy almost anything off the internet.
We do.
Too.
We have online store too, which is not located there. They ship out and do all the shipping in our website. So
Okay,
But
that's good to
it
know.
has all. Does it run the same sales?
yes. So anything you would see on our online would be in store. Would
And
be the same. But
same
sometimes
sales?
things in store are a little different.
Are they?
Yeah. Sometimes you get a little perk for coming in and seeing us.
Which is always a good time.
yes.
You guys run killer sales on stuff.
Yes,
We
they
do.
Oh, yeah.
Have really good sales.
Yeah.
On all, yeah, they have tons of Under Armour, and I know that they're probably the only place I've seen Under Armour even have a little bit of a sale.
Yes, we do. We have a lot of sales.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the clothing that you guys have, like your Rogers sweatshirts and stuff, always are so stinking cute. And the girls stuff, I always am drawn to them, and then we have to buy one, of course, because they're always I don't know, the burnout or
The pink
soft and
Right.
they're just a little different than your run of the mill, just regular old sweatshirt with or your hoodie with the pocket in the front.
Right.
They're kind of different. They're cute.
Now, Rogers, did it start off as just fishing lures and fishing equipment, or has it always been dabbling in the hunting?
I would say probably before my time. I would think more fishing. Yes. Yeah.
Because
So-
they have a huge fishing department.
We do have a huge fishing department as well. We do. But
Yeah, it's way more complex than I need. I'm like, I need a hook and
A worm.
and a crappie jig.
Exactly.
and the little floaties.
Just get me a sapling.
Exactly.
Give me my hook, my worm, and my sapling. I'll be
There you
good.
go.
Give me some really advanced camo, but give me a sapling.
No, their fishing department. Have you seen it? It's like,
Yes.
my God.
It-
It's
I'm
They're
like-
afraid.
massive.
I'm afraid to get discombobulated or feel a little woozy in that section because there's so many of the little pegs that hold
yes.
on the fishing lures.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you were to fall into that, you're going to be impaled. I mean, there's that many lures there. That's what I'm trying to get to. There's just a
There's a ton.
bazillion.
So what other departments are there in the store?
There's also hunting, which carries anywhere from waterfowl to deer hunting to turkey hunting to predator hunting. We also have archery. Those guys are fantastic to work with. They're all very personable. I know just getting into it 3 years now, I have lots of questions. So every now and then I'll come up with something and be like, okay, explain this to me. And why do you think I should maybe switch to this broadhead or expandables? I was kind of wondering that this year, and some of the guys were talking to me and just giving me their opinions. I think everybody is always going to have their own opinion, kind of even with clothing. One thing I say might not, be the same as what everybody else, thinks too. But I just try to always be, real and say, this is what my experience has been. This is great. This is even better. Try to get them the best that that you've actually tried something. And I feel like that's how they are in archery too. They all have a lot of, hands-on
Yeah,
themselves.
I think everybody back there's
Very, very well with what they do. And that's kind of the store in general. I think all of us have a passion for the outdoors. So, it's hard for us because we're working at the busiest times when all these, people want to come in and buy all these things. And then we're dying to be out there and set in the stand, or, the fishing guys are doing tournaments and everything else. So I think that's what maybe makes us a little bit different, because we're all so involved that we've all tried it, and we're going to give you our honest opinion.
Yeah, I've never ran into anybody there who hasn't done some sort of hunting, fishing,
Yeah.
archery, the waterfowl. I have to say, going in there during when they have the big waterfowl
The
sale
duck
is
and
my,
goose culling
it's my
contest,
least,
yes.
that's my least favorite time.
Yeah.
You're like in there, rah, 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 times 100.
Yeah, times
That
100,
sound.
for sure.
You're like, oh my gosh, I
I
gotta
hear
get
it
outta
in my
here.
sleep that
I know.
whole
Oh, I
entire
bet.
week. Close my eyes and I can hear it.
Be a good time to take vacation.
The weird thing is, though, you
I'm
almost
sick.
yeah. I'm sick and what? I need to look for another job because I didn't come to work. No, it is probably.
You'd be like, I can't hear. Wah, 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 wah.
It's actually exciting though. I know it's like every year, it gets closer to it and there's all the hype and everything and it's so exciting because there's so many people and every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So even though I joke and say it's crazy, it is really a lot of fun. And you have so many vendors. I don't know if you guys come in and walk around outside.
No, it's terrifying to me. Pull into the
You
driveway.
pull in and you're like,
And I hear the
it's
noise and I'm like,
Waterfowl
oh, I
weekend.
don't think
She's
I can
got
be here.
her shell shock is so bad she came watching an Affleck commercial. She's like, turn it.
Turn the channel.
Sorry. Poor girl.
I honestly,
crazy.
I don't know how you can take it all day. I
It's
think
chaos.
maybe
It
you
is
could
definitely
eventually
chaos.
turn it out down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. I think
Yeah.
you do.
But
Eventually.
I would. You would go to sleep hearing
you
that
do.
noise in
You
your
close
head.
your eyes and you're like, oh man, is that a duck or a goose call that I'm hearing right now?
So you started to talk about the vendors they're outside.
Yeah, they
or-
actually have vendors even outside, that have their own booths set up and everything else. So I just draw such a huge crowd. It's so exciting.
What time of year is it?
It's always the 1st of August.
Okay.
The first weekend in August.
So
and
is that the only thing that you guys have like
that is
big
our
like that?
biggest thing. We definitely always have a spring fishing deal. And I think we're trying to even get a couple more fishing things going on. And I keep pushing for a spring turkey thing. I think that would be a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's a good idea.
yeah, spring turkey keeps getting bigger as well.
I
Yeah.
think you should have like an archery thing and maybe have like a 3D shoot out, kind of like Cabela's does that safari
Yeah.
shoot. Maybe have like something like that.
Now they did this year do an archery weekend too. They did that was right after waterfowl weekend. So I do feel like waterfowl weekend is still the biggest, but yeah, we do have a couple of others.
Well, that would make sense, the archery, because you did it, basically what you're saying is you did it right before bow season started.
right.
Okay.
Right. But I still think everybody thinks of that waterfowl weekend as the biggest one of the year. It just draws in the biggest crowds. I mean, there's so many people that come in from all over. I mean, it's not just local. It's a lot of people. The hotel next door to us gets completely rented out.
Really?
And it's all of these
Wow.
major callers come from all over just to call in our contest.
Wow.
That's pretty neat.
That is pretty cool.
And so Rogers hosts.
Host the
The
contest.
contest.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I didn't realize it was that big. I didn't realize they had that many people.
Huge. Yeah.
I bet you could draw a good 3D crowd there. And there's I would think, nice big parking lot there to do it in.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do they do it inside or outside at the Cabela's?
They do it outside. They've got some large foam walls, and they have like clumps of critters, whatever it is, like the cobra and whatever, the doll sheep, and they'll have them all like 4 here, 4 there, 4 there, and so they have a backdrop. But we're right there on.
In the parking lot, right?
No,
or is it?
you know where the pond is?
Yes.
Okay, and then the big statues there. We're over there by where they store all their extra pontoons.
Oh.
And we're right
okay.
along the fence line to what highway?
Beef,
435.
right.
So everybody on 435 can watch us shoot. That's how close we are to it.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, you could have something like that.
Yeah. That would be fun. Liberty is really kind of crazy, I think, about some of the regulations about stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's true.
wondering
You
if
might run
Liberty
into
would
that.
be fussy about that.
I guess Wyandotte County is pretty lax. I know we can hunt in city limits.
Really?
We're in district, or is it 12? District 12. I'm holding up
The
3
Hunger Games.
fingers for the Hunger Games, by the way. Is it 12 though, for real? I think it is 12. I think it is number 12. If I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will make sure let me know.
Katniss Green.
Katniss Green, yeah. But yeah, I think we can hunt out as long as we're, far
Okay,
enough
you
away.
need to take a picture of yourself and
Yeah.
put the flaming dress on it, like flaming.
yeah.
I have no flaming dresses.
Come on, you
They're
need to
out of season.
Photoshop. They're out of season.
We need to stop laughing. We woke up Otto.
Oh, is it keeping you warm?
He is. He's being a perfect gentleman over here.
Yep.
That's amazing.
I know, right?
Seeing as how he pissed on you last week.
He did.
I know. This is bad, Otto.
Yeah, he was banned from the last podcast.
I
Yes, he
did. I
was.
did make
Yeah,
it.
he
I
did
did
get to
kick
come
him
in.
out.
Angry.
So for the listeners, Otto got in a bit of trouble because Annalisa showed up and her husband, and I was standing out there, and he hiked his leg on my foot.
She had flip flops on and jeans.
I had flip flops, and yeah,
and he's so short, he only got her ankle.
Side of her foot. Got a toe.
Yes, I was not happy.
I was very bored with this story.
He got-
He just yawned.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of the podcast.
Yes, he
he
wasn't
did.
allowed in the podcast.
No, he didn't get to come in.
He's definitely making up for it now.
I think Peaches was hanging out with us.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
What a cat. So anyway, back to hunting.
Yeah.
This happens to us often. You don't know how often this is. No telling what road we'll take.
That's right. Speaking of roads,
What?
have you hunted outside of Missouri? Have you gotten to go on any other kinds of hunts?
Look at this
nothing.
segue Sally
Yeah.
over there.
Segway, Sally.
Nothing outside of Missouri. No.
Anything
No,
in the works?
nothing.
Any on your hunting bucket list that you want to?
Oh, I'd love to go on an elk hunt. I feel like I need to maybe lose some weight and start walking around with a backpack. Because from what I understand, it's
Now,
quite a bit of walking.
Would you want to
Yes.
do bow hunting or would you want to do
I
rifle?
would. No, I think bow hunting would be fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any desire to do a bear hunt?
I think a bear hunt would be fun.
See, I have no desire.
That's-
But I have to
Scares
say,
me
with
to
a
death.
bear,
Terrifying
I
to
would
me.
want to use a gun.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just had a couple of friends go, husband and wife, both went bear hunting and sat in a stand together. They weren't well, it's not that they weren't supposed to, but there was supposed to be a guide the first day with the female, and he couldn't do it. He wasn't feeling well, so her husband got to, and he got to shoot his bear day 1 or day 2, and then on day 3, they had a really nice bear come into the feeder or whatever it was, and then
Otto's
It's a
trying
mosh
to jump
pit.
up into Sonia's lap.
You don't have to put him on your lap.
For our listeners who can't
Yeah.
see what's going on,
Otto just threw his body at her leg and flew.
He did.
But no, they were up in the tree stand
Get down.
together, and a bear started coming up, like you said, your
With the
raccoon was coming up, and I mean his face was all they could see basically,
Oh my
and
gosh.
she was. He said, "You just go ahead and keep your eye on that. I'll keep my eye down here." And she's like, "Get the bear mace out." So he finally got the bear mace out. Well, I guess he had bought it, and it has an expiration date, apparently. If anyone has bear mace that's listening, you have an expiration date. Don't
Don't
make
use
sure
the
you
expired.
go. If you're going to be on a bear hunt, you have updated bear mace.
No kidding.
Because he said literally he hit the button and went, "Poof." And it was like,
no.
it was just like baby powder that you like fluffed. And he said, and it just went right over the top of the deer don't climb trees, don't climb trees. It went right over the bear, and the bear kind of slowly went down. So it did somewhat work, but in a really intense situation, like what we've seen on Facebook lately, where the guy's head was
Yeah.
all ripped open.
Yeah.
Do you think that would have done anything?
Yeah, no.
I mean, it just happened. It was over the top, and it went over the top of the bear. But
Was that guy bow hunting or rifle hunting? Or-
I never watched it because
I didn't watch it. I just
I
saw.
have a little bit of problem with a little bit of like blood. It starts getting me.
Yeah.
Like flesh
I think
and
I clicked
stuff.
on the picture and didn't want to see like the whole.
Like I'm okay with the pictures, but
Yeah.
once it gets to like flopping like his ear, so I'm
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, okay, I feel faint. Gotta sit down. Don't go into the lure section of Rogers." But
I think he was out scouting to hunt.
Was that it?
Was that
I
it?
think I'll have to go back and look. I know it was in western Montana, and he came. She attacked him twice, right?
I don't know, but
Yes.
his head was nasty.
Like
Yeah,
she
she got
sliced his
him
head
twice.
open. His arm was all
like
sliced
the
open.
Relevant movie, like
I
how
don't
the
even
guy
know
in
how he
Relevant-
could record it.
hey.
I don't know if he's in shock.
Annalisa, Revenant,
Revenant.
not
Right.
relevant.
Is that relevant?
Sorry.
Well, I just said a deer climbed a
Yeah.
tree, so it's about the same.
Now you're in my camp of like the glowy pins.
Glowy
and-
pin. That's right. I'm not trying to pick on
Or
you.
my
I'm just.
or my glowy hair, you know.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't believe he was recording it.
Right.
yeah.
I mean, it has to.
and he was so calm about
Yeah.
it. Like,
Well,
how
I'm
do you do that?
wondering
Maybe
if
shock.
it could have
Yeah.
been shock, a little adrenaline, wanted to maybe record his last words. I don't know. I mean, because you don't know, your ear's flopping.
Yeah.
And you've got wounds all over your body.
Yeah, and he said he had his hat on, I think, and he said,
I'm not going to take it
I'm not even
off."
going to look. I don't even know what's
Yeah.
going on there. And that was
And
crazy.
I think like if you
But that was a grizzly too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
everybody is like,
Brown bear. Is it
Yeah.
brown bear?
yeah.
Phew, I don't think I would want to. I wouldn't be the person definitely carrying the jelly donut bucket. I'll tell you that. Sounds like a horrible trip.
Hey, honey, we're going bear hunting. Did you pack the
No,
donuts?
for real. That's what they send them out there with.
Well, they
Oh,
do
for
a
their
feeder.
feeders.
Yeah, and there's a guy that has to carry that out. They would say, "Oh, give it to the girl. She knows how to shoot." They never find me again. A whole full bucket of jelly donuts. It's that Pantene she wears. But anyway. So, anything else you would want to hunt for?
No, I really think the big one is an elk.
Yeah, that's your bucket list.
Yeah, that would be my bucket list. My husband has one on the wall. I need one to
Oh,
match.
yeah, you do.
For sure.
It would be an accomplishment to get it with a bow too.
It would be.
because you'd have to.
And
Get
it's
them.
so neat. You know, you see some of those videos, and they actually come pretty close in, and you don't ever realize how huge they are
Right.
until you see them on video.
I think I would do that.
That or a moose. Moose would be very
Moose
cool.
would be
Oh,
fun.
wow.
But I'm a little afraid of them too.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can
they're
get kind of
big.
crazy.
They're aggressive.
Yeah.
They don't look like they should because we all watched Bullwinkle when we were younger, but they are.
I just
They-
need
they
someone
are
to
really
start
aggressive.
funding
Uh-huh.
these hunts that I want to go on.
I know.
So we'll start a GoFundMe
Yeah,
page for you.
GoFundMe page for Sonya so she can go on some more elaborate hunts.
Well, then we just might need to all do that.
Yeah, we can just do a Bowdivas
Yes.
GoFundMe
Excursion.
page. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all us girls can go hunting.
Yeah.
Right. And
We
we'll
could-
record podcasts. So
Like the Shoots Like a
Right.
Girl, she just did it to Africa.
Yeah.
Why don't we dream big?
what did she say? She bid on it was like on a raffle,
A
or
silent
something.
auction or
Yeah,
something.
She said
some
that's
auction.
the best way to do it. You go to like your what is it, Pheasants Forever, your
Ducks Unlimited,
Right. She
And
bid
you
on
go-
Whitetail
auction.
Federation, or
yes, and
Turkey
you go to the
Federation.
auctions and you bid on them. And I've been to quite a few of those, the turkey and the
Right.
pheasant. We kept getting invited because we would donate a bow fishing trip, but we couldn't bid on anything we wanted. We could play all the games. I want a gun, and I can't stand guns, but I want a gun just for playing a silly little game. They are a good place to get a good deal, like if you want to do anything like that. I don't know that we had an Africa trip at the one we went to, but I mean, they definitely had like pheasant hunts for
Right.
women only and stuff like that too.
That would
With
be
a
neat
bow.
too, an
They-
Africa trip.
They kept asking me the Pheasants
I'd
Forever.
say, let me see the price list first before I start shooting.
right.
Right. Yeah. What can I afford here?
What
Yeah.
can I afford? And I want to also take it home.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think if I was to do something like that, I would want it to be edible. And I would want the meat to be able to come home or go to people. Like
I think they give
everything-
They do,
they give
for
the
sure.
meat to the locals.
Yeah,
I think.
I
in
wanna
Africa
try it
for
now,
sure. They eat
though.
everything, from what I understand.
that's what
Yeah,
I've
I
heard.
think. Do they even eat lions?
I think they eat everything.
I think they do too.
Is this a Cecil segue?
Yeah.
Susan.
No, but I was curious about that because I've seen a lot of them where most of the meat's donated. I think even Karen from Shoots Like a Girl.
Donated.
Well, she had some videos she put up because she honestly, when they were posting pictures of their Africa hunt, they were getting
Backlash and
they were getting
hate.
a lot of harassment
Yeah.
from the animal lovers, you know.
I think that's going to be
And,
anybody.
and the argument, that's true, but the argument was, how could you kill such a beautiful creature? And then, you know, she was like, always kind of going on there, it's managed and the meat's donated and
It helps out a lot of people.
Even at that, I think people can't see through.
but I was just curious,
It's kinda like
do
talking
they really eat
politic-
lions?
politics with somebody. You just never
I
get
don't know.
anywhere.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
Lion meat.
It doesn't sound good.
I don't know.
I would try it.
I'm sure it tastes like chicken fried steak.
Sure.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. I've had like kangaroo and ostrich and
Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever had anything more exotic than that.
Buffalo.
What about
Like
mountain
lion
lions?
or
When
Yeah,
they harvest
I've had
mountain lions, are
alligators.
they?
no idea.
Do they eat the meat off that?
I think they do because I'm pretty sure Tom, you know Tom from back in Handlebar.
Right.
I think he told me he's had mountain lion before.
Really?
Now I feel like we're a really uneducated podcast.
Sorry.
Because
We
I
all
don't
have our phones. Let's Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
The only way
Google.
I do it is talk to Google, so you don't want to hear me go, okay, Siri.
Yeah, we do want to hear
Can
you
you
Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
My bucket list has a stingray and an alligator. I want an alligator
Oh,
with my
that would
bow
be
fishing
neat.
equipment.
A
Yes.
stingray.
An alligator, yeah.
I want it
Alligator
with my
would be
bow
cool.
fishing equipment.
Right.
I don't want it with a bow hunting setup. I
People
want
hunt stingrays?
it. Yeah, they bow
Really?
fish them.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That would be cool.
I mean, they catch them too on rod and reel, and you can eat them. They're great.
Really?
The wings. Those are my wings.
Is that what they sound like when they?
I
Does
tell you
that
what.
taste like chicken too?
You know what? I really don't 100% remember. I was pretty small. We caught one on rod and reel, and I remember my stepdad having to stab it numerous times in the head, and that didn't work. So then he got the gun.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm saying this, and I have no idea if any of that's legal, but I was like 9, so we're gonna put
It was
it
a
back.
very long time
Then
ago.
There's probably a statute of limitations.
Yeah, I'm sure that's.
Let's
It's
Oh, that's
grandfathered
right
in. I was seeing it. I was witnessing it. I
Well,
didn't hold a gun.
Let's see. We've dodged the FBI, the Secret Service, and something else with this podcast. So
Yeah.
you're safe. You're
Okay.
good.
Yeah. By the time they get to us, remember they killed all their brain
Right.
cells.
Yeah.
Or by the time they get to this far. But I remember after that happening and seeing this like odd looking creature at 9 years old. You know, it was the first time I'd been to the ocean and seen all, you know, how weird it looked, and its little gills were weird. Everything was weird about it. We went swimming and I was snorkeling, and we were way out there, which I don't even feel that comfortable now as an adult going way out there after, you know, you've watched the news for so many years. And I remember like snorkeling, looking back and seeing a stingray probably as big around as I could reach out, you know, lengthwise. And I've always been tall, so it was a large stingray.
Right.
And I remember it looking like it was flying straight towards me. And I was on the swim team, so all you seen was the motor going straight to the...
Stay.
My mom was so worried when I got there. She's like, all I could see was water splashing, and I thought you were getting attacked. But no, it was just a stingray. So I always had that image of that giant stingray, like... like flapping its wings towards me, so I always think. But anyway, I would like to shoot one of those for real. I'd like to shoot one of those. Those are on my bucket list. So if anybody wants to fund that,
Okay.
warm weather stuff. None of this cold weather.
Yeah.
I need 3 or 4 layers.
I think that
Should we-
came off.
There was some silence there for a minute. We won't say what was said. But,
I don't know. I think it recorded.
oh, did it?
She needs to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Don't
if we
worry.
Say that.
Was our whole theme. The first 2 episodes, the first 2 podcasts
I gotta
was,
pee.
yeah, I gotta pay.
Yeah. Well, we can just chit chat, or I can pause it and we can start
No, you're
when
fine. I
Sonya
don't-
comes back.
We'll wing it.
Yeah.
Like we usually do.
Exactly. Julian,
Yeah, it's going.
you're looking.
Well, I can't see it. It's terrible.
Did everybody have enough time to go to the bathroom?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
When they listen to it, they'll get about 2 seconds, probably.
If they get any of it.
Better be quick. You miss things. Anyway, so I know I had a couple of other questions, though. On your broadheads, how many did you try out before you picked what you were going to end up with?
Actually, I didn't try out a bunch.
Oh, you
I
didn't?
just no.
Just
mm-mm.
asked?
And I was just asked the guys back there, and they all kind of have their own opinions. So I just kind of listened to one and went with it. And then I've been thinking about doing an expandable, but I'm still trying to decide if I want to switch over to that or not.
Why expand it to get a bigger cut radius or?
Well, they
Yeah.
kind of. I mean, if you think about the theory of them, they fly a little more like your practice tip. You know, because they're all streamlined more than just, you know, your fixed broadhead. So when they hit the deer, then they open. So it's more of a true flight. Like you can practice and sight in a little better is the theory, I think, about an expandable.
When you sight in, are you in practicing? Are you using like a field tip?
Yes, field tips.
Okay.
And then I'll shoot my broadheads a couple of times too before I go out, just to make sure I'm good, but I don't do a ton.
See, I have a fixed blade, and I usually have one broadhead that's kind of all scuffed up because that's the one I'll sight in with. And
yeah, kind of same thing. Like I'll just practice with that a little bit.
And then Jen
most of
tells
the time.
me it's my squirrel arrow, but I've never shot a squirrel with it. So.
No, but I've definitely thought about it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have too.
It sounds like
When you
the
sit there-
biggest deer coming through the woods, and you look over and it's two squirrels.
That and an opossums. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
they really sound like a deer.
Yes, they do.
They do. It's
They
like,
just kind of mosey
oh, here
through
it
the
comes.
leaves. And,
It's coming. You listen for like 10 minutes in the anticipation.
like-
and that little short thing walks out, and you're like, oh.
See, I don't hear any of that. I hear bonk bonk because they can see me in the tree. That's why I get the.
Are you serious?
Yes.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh, that would require some bird flying.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm afraid to move. I'm waiting for the deer.
That I'm not going to hear.
Yeah.
That sounds
You
like-
may have said it earlier when I was making sure everything was running okay. When you first was talking about your bow, what draw weight are you shooting it
It's
at?
so funny you say that because everybody asks, especially after last year when I killed the buck, they're like, how much are you pulling back? How much? And I always laugh because I'm like, I don't know. I think maybe 30 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't pull back a lot.
Wow.
With a chill.
Yeah.
I want, you probably have you checked your speed?
No. Nope. But it is one of the number one asked questions.
Okay,
Is how much
so-
but it is funny because I really don't know the exact poundage. I know when I first got the bow, I'm pretty sure they set it like 40, 45, somewhere in there. And I remember getting it for my birthday and being so excited. We had gone and shot that weekend. And I was like, I just feel like I'm working so hard at pulling this bow back. It's like not enjoyable. I'm not having fun sitting here shooting. So we cranked it down. So I've never actually taken it back in and had the guys check to what I cranked it down to, but I did kill 2 deer. And like
That's
I said last year,
good.
they ran, it was a 20-yard shot, and they maybe ran both of them 50 yards.
So the moral of the story is you don't have to
You
pull
don't
60
have
pounds
to
to
pull
pull a
back
nice deer.
a ton of weight.
And that's kind of
yeah.
the beauty of the thing. You know, she doesn't know how many pounds she's pulling. And, you know, there's kind of a cool thing about not knowing. And still she can perform everything like everybody else. But she has so much less to worry about. She doesn't know. She doesn't have to worry about the speed she's getting. She just knows what she's comfortable with. And there's kind of a beauty in that, I think. I mean, you're thinking about way less.
Yeah. And like I
'Cause-
said, at first when I did get it, it was a lot higher poundage, and it wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't, I felt like I was working every time, and I couldn't just sit there and shoot and shoot and shoot. And I like to shoot, so it's fun to practice. So yeah, I'd say 30 pounds is what I'm pulling back.
When do you start practicing before bow season? I mean, do you start a good, or do you shoot year round?
No, I'm not really good. Only because we live here in Liberty, and
Right.
so it's not like I can just go out back and shoot without the neighbors probably thinking that I'm going to shoot one of their pets on accident. Because you know how there's a lot of when it comes to guns and bows, people like that. So yeah, I've never shot, within the city limits. So we'll go up home during the summer sometimes, and I'll go shoot at my parents' and stuff. And so otherwise, I would say maybe 2 months before bow season, I'll
Okay.
start shooting. Every couple of nights here and there, just
Make sure you're
yeah.
consistent.
And I'm not doing it until I just can't move the next day, but go out and shoot for like 30 minutes and be good.
Right.
Have you ever thought about trying a 3D?
I do think that would be fun. I think some of our archery guys like to shoot 3D. It
Yeah.
would be a good time.
Yeah.
But I feel like now obviously now hunting. So, I am off Sunday, Mondays. So we go Sundays, and then you figure in all, I do have 2 teenagers, and you figure in all the kids' stuff. And an average, it feels like you're just trying to squeeze everything in, and it's just like kind of one more thing. Same way with duck hunting. I really like it, but not more than bow hunting or, you know, even deer gun hunting. You got to kind of pick your passion,
there
I
is a
think.
lot of your 3Ds go on over the summer.
Yeah, so then it would be the off
could,
time.
You could have them out of school. That would be a little less. I mean, even if you just practiced a little bit and went to one, see if you liked it.
Yeah, that would be neat.
We'll have to arrange that.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to.
And she's off on Sundays, and most 3Ds are on Sundays.
Do you guys sell a Javelina 3D target?
I will have to check that for you.
You will.
I will.
Because
Javelina.
we need a
GoFundMe
Diva
page
Javelina. We do.
for the Diva Javelina.
The Diva
We do.
Javelina. Yeah.
I mean, and that could be something we take places with us and have them set it up and then pay an extra $1 or something and put it towards. What was the one the girls, or Shoots Like a Girl, they donate to? They don't do the breast cancer awareness anymore. They do.
Oh, man.
I don't recall what it was for. It was
We could
something.
look back on it.
Yeah, it sounds like a really good organization because it
Gives a little more.
It gives a little more, and it gets medical care to the women that puts them in touch with the care that they need immediately instead of putting it off and putting it
So
off.
that's what we're looking for. We need to find somewhere where we can get a reasonable Javelina that we can doll up a little bit and maybe come up with something like that for the
Okay.
breast cancer awareness.
I'll check into the Javelina.
Okay.
Let us know how much it is.
Yeah.
Well, we had talked about doing a shoot,
Yeah.
like a Bowdivas fundraiser shoot. But
Right.
I don't think that's going to happen this year. We're all so busy and
No.
life is crazy.
But next summer, sometime.
Yeah.
I know that I could probably swing something at Tri-County as long as I put it through the board.
You know, you could set it up at a 3D shoot and have it be like a fun side
That's
thing.
what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, maybe you could say the entry fee is $5
Well,
or
you know what?
$10, and
The-
half goes to we'll collect and keep for a breast cancer donation,
Yeah.
and then the rest could be like a payout for the winner.
Well,
maybe.
have you been to the Marshall, Missouri, the Budweiser shoot? They have the flying pig.
Right.
Wouldn't that be cute if it was a hot pink flying pig?
And we've talked about doing this in the past, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's
Right.
breast cancer awareness
yeah,
month. and
no, I
kinda-
think it's great.
Yeah.
Maybe a listener.
I just don't want our listeners to think, man, they're crazy. They've already talked about this and they're talking about it again. Don't they remember?
I don't remember us talking about it being a pink flying pig because I know
I
they
don't think
pay
it was
an
a
extra.
pink flying pig, but I think we were talking about like a pink or purple javelina.
Oh, sure.
at a
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
As
yeah.
a fundraiser.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
of course we were. But yeah, you pay an extra $1 for that too. That flying pig thing at Marshall, and you win the pot closest to
Yes.
center.
Yeah, but instead of doing like they pay back the whole pot, let's not.
Yes.
We'll keep part of it for a donation on something.
Right.
Well, don't be
What do you
yawning.
think?
No, don't yawn on the podcast.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody's tired tonight,
Yes.
so
I am not finding that organization. That's going to drive me crazy trying to
Oh,
figure
I'll
out,
have
sorry.
to look.
remember the name of it.
I'm
So
sure somebody will
terrible.
know.
Oh, well. Okay. We'll figure it
okay,
out.
so Sonya, we're
Yes.
about wrapped up. People can find you where during the day, during most days of the week,
Rogers Sporting Goods. Come
and
find
where's that
me
located?
in Liberty.
In Liberty,
off
Missouri.
291.
And if some of our listeners who aren't, because we do actually have some people who don't live here, who live in other states that listen to us.
You can order online. It's just rogersportinggoods.com.
Is that what it is? Just like www.rogerssportinggoods. And truly do that because they have some
Yeah, we have a lot of
fantastic
really
deals.
neat stuff.
I think I was on the website and you had a killer deal on, and I don't know if it's still going on, some trail cameras.
We do. We have a lot. I don't know what they were online for, but I know when you come into
I
the
wanna
store,
say it
it's a
was
wall of
Trail cameras?
trail cameras, which is really cool because that's our first year this year of putting out a lot of cameras, and it's exciting. You get so excited to go home and look and see what you've got on them.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably pick up a couple of reasonable cameras for $100 or less.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
sure.
they
We've
had
got
some,
really, really good deals on
I know.
cameras right now.
So go to the website, take a look at that stuff, and
Or come in and see us.
and if you're a lady and need to be outfitted or figure out this early season, mid season layout, because I don't know, I don't know what's what. It all looks camouflaged to me. I don't know.
Yes, there's a ton of layers. Yes. So
Go see Sonya. She'll
She
hook
knows
you
her
up.
stuff.
Go see Sonya for the layers and footwear, probably.
And you don't
Yes.
even have to be a lady because
yes, this is
she
true.
will assist
True.
the gentleman. She assisted my husband in picking out some camouflage.
was-
And it was a great experience. It really was. She's very knowledgeable and was very patient. And you
have
guys
to
who
be
know
patient
Vince,
with
yeah,
Vince.
who cannot make a decision. I mean, Sonya was fantastic.
Actually,
he
I'm
the-
pretty sure his decision took us a couple of trips into Rogers.
Probably.
I think he came in several times, and I have several customers that are like that too with Sitka. They'll come in and they want to know exactly what's going on, and then they'll go back and do some more research and see if I know what I'm talking about. And then they come back and ask more questions. So,
Yeah.
I mean, definitely,
So
guys and girls.
Yeah, well, you're great at customer service,
And did he
you're
wanna-
knowledgeable.
Did he want to match head to toe too? Was he one
did.
of those?
I'm telling
He
you,
does want to,
everybody
yeah.
matches head to toe now. It's kind of the new thing. Everybody matches.
So, yeah,
They
but
don't want to have like the
No.
oddball mismatch.
There's no mossy oak and real tree squishing together and wearing both. It's definitely one or the other.
that's my outfit right there. It's like whatever. If it's camouflage, it goes on and I get out.
I know.
It
I've
doesn't
heard.
matter.
I've heard Jim have conversations like, "I think the real tree, this one's better than this. It's got more browns and greens." And
Yeah, real tree extra, then the real tree green.
and then
yeah.
I'll hear him
I
have
still
these
like Max
conversations.
1. The
Yeah.
the girly camo is what I call it. But I like Max 1. It's got, I don't know, it's just pretty. I don't like
it's
the
got a
big
lot of
leafy.
green.
I don't like the giant brown leaves. Leafuses. I don't like them.
None of those oak tree leaves, right?
Yeah, no oak leaves.
Leafsuses.
I'm tired.
Yes, you are.
Whew.
You're starting to sound like Donnie Baker. Leafsuses.
Leafuses.
Anyway, but Sonya is wonderful.
Yep.
For those of you who are listening, and if you're a lady and you're wanting to hunt and you're wanting to get some hunting clothing, she is not intimidating at all, because I know some ladies are kind of intimidated by that. She'll be there to answer your questions. She's friendly, approachable. So
You've got
go
kids
check
clothes,
her
too.
out. Go check out
Lots
Rogers.
of kids' clothes too. Yeah.
Little girls, kids. I mean,
Yeah.
sizes too. Yeah.
Got to keep them warm too.
Yes.
How do you keep them still when they're little? That was always the problem.
Tight clothes.
I think it's a ground blind
Benadryl.
thing until they
Oh.
get bigger.
You don't have like camo straight jackets?
It's
We
like
should
an
maybe
easy-
make that.
I know.
What are those little kids cribs that pop up real fast?
I don't know.
It's pack and play.
Pack and play.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
a giant pack and play.
My baby's 20. It's been too long. I don't remember any of that stuff.
I know, me either.
It's
Me
not
either.
a ground blind. It's a pack and play.
Turn it upside down.
Yeah.
Now it's a cage.
They just can't find their way out.
kid
They can't.
crate.
They can't figure out where the zipper's at. So you've got them in there all
yeah,
day.
they're not going anywhere.
They might be able to look out, but that's about it. Well,
Sonya, have we not covered anything that you wanted to talk about, or do you have any
No,
questions
I
or anything?
I think we covered it all.
All right.
We'll think of
good.
something later on. I'll like 2 hours from now. I'll be like, oh, I should have asked for this. That's okay. We can always have you back. You live close by.
That's right.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
back.
That would be awesome. It's been fun.
it has been.
Thanks
yes,
for having me.
I really
Thanks for
appreciate you
coming
coming
in.
by.
Yeah, and I think you did awesome.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you weren't super excited, but I think you did awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a good time.
Awesome.
All right. It's Annalisa's turn
It's
to
my turn.
www and all that stuff.
At the www.bowdivas.com. You can find us there. You can leave us some messages if you have an idea of a show you want to hear. We got Facebook. You know, that's our number one go-to. You can get a hold of us a lot easier there than you can probably even the website. We do have Twitter and we do have Instagram. I look at neither of those, so I wouldn't know what's on there, but I know you can find us on there.
Well, I think we have like 6 followers or something on
I
them.
think
so.
the Instagrams, I do know it's like the most Bowdivas.
It was, and then
Oh, do we change it again?
oh my gosh, I've had more trouble with it. It was whatever it was,
Bowdiva-
Bowdivas 01.
01.
And
Okay.
then I forgot the password or whatever, so then I couldn't get in, and so then I created the most Bowdivas. Well, then somehow I figured out the password
to
for
the
the
first
original one. So we're Bowdivas Podcast.
Oh, well, you
So
didn't
on-
tell me all that.
so
I could
on
have been saying all that.
Instagram,
noise.
it was. So Instagram's now.
It's Bowdivas Podcast.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we added podcast basically. In the beginning, we were just Bowdivas
Bowdivas.
01.
Yes.
Yes. So now we're the Bowdivas
But
podcast.
there are people who make bows, like, pretty bows for your hair, that call themselves Bowdivas. So it gets a little confusing.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a pain trying to come up with a name.
But
It
they
kept
don't
rejecting.
have a podcast.
No.
No, yeah, none of them say podcast.
think
And really, we're the only all female archery related podcast out there.
Oh,
so
very neat.
yeah. But yeah, that's how you get a hold of us. We do like feedback from you guys. There's a few of you that always keep in touch with us, so we like that
Yes.
too. And we feel like you guys are part of the family. So keep messaging us, keep liking us, keep sharing us, because the more shares we get, that's our numbers, and
Right,
keeps
we're out to
us
beat the
coming
Bow
every
dudes.
week.
Download
Yeah.
us and
You want to keep hearing us, you better start liking us.
like that. There's a liking
You
us.
better start sharing our stuff.
That's right.
Well, let's get out of here.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go.
Goodbye,
Thank you,
everybody.
ladies.
You're welcome.
Go
Thank
shoot
you.
Thanks,
something.
Sonya.
And
All right,
bye.
Bye.
It's like, whoa. I talk like Bertha. I don't know a Bertha, but I always go to Bertha.
See, Jack kept saying that he was like, make sure everybody's mouth is really closed.
If we get too close, though, then like my nostril breathing gets picked up.
You want a cocktail? You got to cut that one out. I don't think I can handle anymore.